goddess of death destroyed your hammer like a piece of glass.
Kneel before your queen.
The entire universe is in chaos. I'm putting together a team to stop her.
I'm made of rocks. You don't need to be afraid unless you're made of scissors.
Hey everybody, this is going to be my Thor Ragnarok video for all the deleted scenes, the alternate post-credit scene that they shot and then cut. There were even a few deleted subplots and a character that got wholesale just cut out of the movie, a really big comic book character. So if you're finding me for the first time, be sure to subscribe to get everything. I'm still doing that ticket giveaway I'll explain at the end of the video. Obviously, just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen the movie yet. We'll be talking about specific plot points. So the first one is the Odin scene that they changed. They cut a whole bunch of Odin out of the movie. You may have seen those behind the scenes pictures of him looking like a hobo. Come to the movie, he's wearing that white jacket, and then he dies in short order. So there's like this whole thing where you don't see him break out of that old folks' home before they tear it down. The trailer moment that everybody noticed was the hammer destruction scene. So it seemed like it was happening in a back alley, but it happened in this field. It was really part of two different moments that were changed, but it was all meant to be part of this larger Odin on Earth storyline. Originally, they were going to find a homeless, dirty-looking version of Odin who would be pontificating to a big group of homeless people, just being a king of the back alleys, like doing his Odin thing, albeit as a homeless person. And it was going to be kind of a funny joke, like, oh, the king of Asgard is now the king of the homeless people. The main reason why that got changed is because the director said that it felt really depressing to see Odin like this, and they wanted something a little more dignified as he went out. So they also changed the hammer destruction scene because Hela breaks out right after Odin dies, so if he died in the back alley, she would have broken out in the back alley. So that's why you saw this in the really early trailers, and then it got moved to the field later on. But part of the other reason for moving Odin was because they wanted it to be less distracting. Just the really loud city sounds of New York City, and it sort of distracted from the moment that they were having with Odin. So changing it also provided the opportunity for Odin to tease that this would be a great place for New Asgard. So hopefully they'll follow up on that in the next Thor film. The big alternate post-credit scene was actually for the Grandmaster. So in the one you saw in the movie, he's being confronted by the revolution and he tries to pass it off like he helped them come to this conclusion, like he's trying to save his own life. But the alternate version of that was him and Topaz sneaking away on Thor's ship at the end of the movie and then sort of pushing their way to the front of the crowd without anybody calling attention to them and some funny comment about Earth and having to lay low. So obviously they intended to tell you that he survived the end of the movie, but hopefully he'll pop back up in a future film. But I think they just wanted to avoid any confusion with the Thanos post-credit scene. They didn't want to cross those two characters over too soon. But they wound up cutting out a big comic book character. I've talked about this before. Beta Ray Bill was originally in the movie as a character. He had scenes. It was in the arena. That's why his face is on the side of the arena, because he used to be one of the champions before the Hulk became the champion. But they said that it was such a brief moment that Kevin Feige made the executive decision so they would cut him out and they would save him for a future movie when they could actually do a lot of Beta Ray Bill. So he implied in saying that they would do Beta Ray Bill at some point. There was a Thor-Valkyrie romance subplot that was cut out wholesale. There was a Valkyrie scene that was cut out where she just has this woman leaving her bedchamber, and it was just meant to give you some context for her character, that she loves both women and men. Tessa Thompson also clarified that the blonde Valkyrie that died saving her in that flashback scene was her lover. So the director also said that there was a funny flashback scene for Thor that they'll save for a future movie, just because it didn't work with the story they were trying to tell, where Valkyrie remembers Thor from their childhood, and you flash back and Thor is like this chubby little kid, like he used to be fat when he was a little kid, and it was going to be this funny thing, like this big, strong Asgardian god used to be this chubby little kid. The main reason why they cut that out is because they needed Valkyrie to not know Thor the first time that they meet, so he's like, maybe we'll work it into a future film. Remember how much everyone went crazy in the first Avengers film when Hulk punched Thor out of frame? They had a version of that on the Rainbow Bridge where Hulk punches Loki out of frame. Like, they did the thing where he thrashes Hulk around in the arena. Now you know how it feels because he did it to Loki. The reversal to that was that Loki was the one this time that got punched out of frame. But there was also kind of a gross Hulk scene where he's eating what looks like this giant strand of spaghetti, just like slurping it into his mouth as Thor's trying to talk to him. And you find that once he gets to the end of the piece of spaghetti, that it's actually like this living creature that's wiggling around as it goes down his throat. There was a whole bunch of Hela stuff that was cut out. I know people wanted to see a flashback with her and Odin just going around the kingdoms, conquering everyone when she's explaining the true history of Asgard. The big ones, though, were mostly her just killing people in present day. So there's a scene where she walks into the throne room and is standing around all these dead Asgardians. There was a scene where she actually kills them all, but they felt that was redundant, so they just cut it out. You just get the idea. She kills pretty much everybody. And then one of the other trailer moments that they cut out was with everybody standing on the bridge together facing Hela in that final battle. But for the most part, the other deleted scenes that they cut out were just alternate takes of jokes that they did. Like, they would do a lot of improvisation, so they would try different types of jokes in different moments. Like when Thor is telling the story of his hammer to Korg for the first time, and it's just meant to be this funny exchange where Thor explains how much the hammer means to him without saying so outright. They spent a whole bunch of time on scenes like that, just doing different types of jokes, just trying to find the most funny thing that they could do. So most of that stuff should make it onto the DVD, but I know everybody wants to see Beta Ray Bill. No idea if that'll make it onto the DVD, because they actually shot footage and probably cut some special effects for it, and they just cut it out of one of the final versions of the film. But let me know in the comments, what was your favorite deleted scene that you want them to add back into the final cut of the film? What'll happen is there's a whole bunch of Justice League and Infinity War stuff that's going to be happening really soon. So between that and The Punisher, I'll just try to keep posting updates on the video schedule as I post new videos. But because the embargo is up, I can also post my non-spoilery Punisher Season 1 review. So that'll happen tomorrow morning. There's a new round of the IMAX ticket giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. Congratulations to the winner from the last video, Adam Mana. Please private message me so I can get your contact details. You can click here for all my Thor Ragnarok Easter eggs, and you can click here for the brand new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 5 trailer. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.